What do you think is the biggest myth about wildfires?
And fires burning out of control.
Have wildfires like this one, these really intense situations, are they becoming more common, and is the Palisades fire our new normal?
Facing multiple challenges. The biggest, of course, are these winds. They are pushing the ember. The ember cast is flying anywhere from a mile to 5 miles away.
Cars eerily abandoned on the iconic Sunset Boulevard, looking like scenes straight out of The Walking Dead.
Dragging their suitcases, coming down the hill with their pets.
One massive inferno after another.
I'm hearing an explosion on my right. I can feel the heat from inside the car.
I think the biggest one is the idea that wildfire, in terms of community safety, that wildfires are a land's problem. It's not a wildlands problem, it's a community problem. It's a community issue. It has to be at the towns, at the cities, at the edges, in the suburbs. That's where it really is effective. It's the only place it's effective. And so just to kind of put a fine point on that, what the research is showing is that beyond 100 feet from homes or businesses, nothing you do out in the wildlands has any additional effect or benefit affecting homes. It's all about the homes themselves and that pruning 100 feet at most of the homes. And then, of course, evacuation assistance, because the planning for evacuation is key. You want to make sure everyone gets out safely. That's priority number one. The homes, protecting them, that's priority two.
In your experience and in your view, how that you want to correct for our audience?
They are becoming more common. We have seen an increase in wildfire activity over the past 2 decades. Climate change is certainly a factor there. Another factor is that we have communities in places that we didn't have communities 20, 30, 40 years ago in some cases. And so when the wildfire occurs in that location, there's a potential community impact that didn't used to exist. And so those two factors are differences from what we had 20, 30 years ago. And so the stakes are higher now. And so all the more reason why we need to do two things. I think recognize that fire is natural out in the wildlands. These ecosystems are adapted to fire. You don't want too much, you don't want too little, but generally speaking, it's natural. It doesn't destroy the forest or the woodlands, but it can destroy communities and it can claim lives. And that's the one thing that we can really do something about if we focus our attention and resources there.
Chad Hansen, fire scientist, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time and your insight.
My pleasure.